Fascinating. You should see something saying recording.
Yes, got it.
Okay. Okay, cool. So
Mhm.
I just want to thank you for agreeing to this process. I know this is we had to go through this again, but because of the time constraints and change of classes. But I really want to thank you for agreeing to be part of this clinical exercise. So let me explain the clinical supervision cycle, and then we could go into, then I will go into explaining this session. So the purpose of the clinical supervision is to develop the teacher and develop the teacher, and it could be a teacher at any level. And to do this, we want to focus on an area of development that you, the teacher, identify and discuss, and we will discuss it. Choose the observation strategies that you want to implement in class, and then we are going to then I'm going to come in and observe the class, and then we're going to have a post observation meeting after the observation. So really the clinical supervision has three stages, and this is the first stage of the supervision model. So now the purpose of this meeting is to identify any area of concern in your teaching, especially as maybe related to the class that you're going to be teaching, or you yourself generally have a concern that you are experiencing and you want to and we want to develop instructional strategies or strategies to deal with the concern, or at least to begin looking at that concern. So that is it for me for explanation of
Process.
the process. Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you have any questions related to what I just said?
It's clear.
Okay, cool. So the first thing we want to do then is we want to identify, do you have any concerns about your teaching or any aspect of your teaching that that you have been thinking about that you want to bring to the fore today?
The biggest challenge for the students this time around, to be honest, Sasha, is student engagement. And that's across the board. Coming out of COVID, the children just do not seem interested
In school itself or
in school
learning?
itself. Both,
Okay.
both. So it
Okay.
has been a challenge. So things that I would have done before and the children would, be on board, it's like they're not interested.
Okay.
They're
So,
not interested.
well, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's fine. I was saying that they're just not interested, or it doesn't seem as if they were interested.
Okay, so can you give me like some behaviors that they're exhibiting that when you say they're not interested, or when you say lacking student engagement, what do you exactly mean? What behaviors are the students exhibiting?
They would put their head on the desk. They would talk. They would ask to leave to go to the bathroom and take really long. They're in terms of interested in school, they don't come. So the truancy or they come late. Those are the types of things that you would see.
Oh,
And they
okay.
don't really talk a lot in class. They don't really engage as they used to. So like even having discussions sometimes is difficult because they don't give you anything to work with.
Okay.
Mom, I don't know, see. Mom, I don't know. Or I don't know how to explain. Or I don't know what to say. And that's it. That's the extent of the discussion.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. So thank you for that explanation. So so from your point of view, what you said you have been trying different things that have not been working. So what things have you been trying?
I've tried cooperative grouping,
Mm-hmm.
tried that. Um, the challenge with that, especially with the year group that we're going to be looking at now, is they're in third form. They're not always on the same page with one another. So if I put them in particular groups, they might not want to work with the people that they are with. So that's a challenge.
Okay.
Um,
Can just a minute. So you're saying that they don't they have different the cognitive ability levels, or is it that they have personality issues with
there's a
each other?
personality issues.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Mhm. I've tried discovery type learning,
Mm-hmm.
but the ones who are, I, I guess, faster in the class, they would do the activity and finish quickly, and then the others are struggling because the class is definitely mixability.
Okay. S- So the groupings are mixability groupings as well. When you group the students, they're mixability.
Yeah,
Okay. So you have tried cooperative grouping and you have tried discovery learning, and you said these things are not working.
nope,
Okay, so those are the main strategies that you have used.
yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so if we could sit down, okay, so let us look at the class that you said we are going to go to. You said it's going to be a third form,
Yeah, third form.
and how many students will be in the class?
They're 26.
26 students in the class. And this subject, the subject that you'll be teaching for this one is
Social studies.
study. And have you thought about a topic?
But we've just finished family,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
so they're supposed to move on to government.
Ooh,
I
okay.
know, right?
Okay.
I'm not looking forward to that.
So what area, what focus of government you'll be looking at for this class coming up?
I feel as if I don't even want to move on to government yet
Mm-hmm.
because when they did their last common assessment, we started in third form to give them CXC type questions, right?
Right.
So, but they're not answering them well.
Okay.
So the questions that ask them to suggest and give justification for your answer, they haven't grasped how to do that well as yet. So I am thinking maybe to focus on that. Because it's a one period lesson,
Right.
that might be the best opportunity to capture them then.
So the lesson is for 45 minutes, and you want to still focus on the topic of family, but you want to focus on answering questions, the
Yes,
questions on family.
format. Yeah, I
And
want to go through the process of answering these particular types of questions.
you have an idea of how you're going to tackle that internal instructional strategies.
I was thinking about giving them a scenario,
Mm-hmm.
and then from the scenario, they have to pull out the problem in the scenario. And then after deciphering what the problem is, then they have to come up with at least one strategy to overcome the challenge in the scenario.
Okay, cool.
And
And
then they would have to justify
mm-hmm.
why their particular strategy would work. But I first was thinking about explaining to them what the words, the terminology means. So, what does it mean when you say to suggest? What
Right,
does it mean when they ask you to justify? What does those particular words mean first?
right,
And then I would go through the scenario. Then we will go through answering those questions. I was thinking of still doing it in groups or
right,
maybe doing it in peers, possibly.
right. Yeah. I like
So
the
each,
idea of
yeah,
peers, to be honest, since
yeah,
they have grouping issues.
yeah,
So pairing would look seem may be a little better approach in for the
yeah,
class. That's a good
yeah.
one. So
So I
pairing
was
is
thinking.
good as a
Mhm.
strategy. And I
So it'll
have
be kind of like think, pair, share kind of
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, strategy. Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. And my other question is, since you said you wanted to elicit answers from them, have
Mhm.
you thought about how you would do that? How you would be eliciting answers from them, even
Well,
after taking picture?
they're gonna rate it. I want them to rate it
Mm-hmm.
on the worksheet. So they're gonna get a worksheet. I
Mm-hmm.
want them to rate it. I will spend some time going around to see what they are rating, how they're putting down the answers before they have the opportunity to share, so that any group that possibly has a challenge with getting it written, because one thing they can do is that they can explain it orally, right? But
Right.
actually writing it down, they sometimes have a challenge. So I want to make sure that they're able to write it before they share it verbally. Excuse me.
Okay. Um, so okay, so the other thing, so how you have an idea how you will start the class? You will do a PowerPoint presentation or you will be doing some other or just giving them the scenario like you said.
I'll probably just give them a scenario because the PowerPoint is going to take time to set up. That's one of the
Okay.
challenges of using a PowerPoint, especially for the 45-minute class, because I have to bring the projector up and it takes about 10 minutes to set up the projector, which is going to take out time from the lesson. So then I'm only going to have like 30 minutes of the lesson if I use the projector. So no, I'm not going to use the
Okay,
projector.
I understand.
I'm
Okay.
gonna use the worksheet. I'll use the whiteboard for my own explanations. I'll
Right.
possibly also on the sheet, I'll put the definition of the word
Mm-hmm.
on the sheet so that they have something, a point of reference. So it's not only that I would share, but they will have information on the sheet to further explain what I am going through with them.
Okay, so that sounds really good. So in terms of the lesson, then what is your goal of this lesson for you as a teacher? What is your what area would you be focusing on in terms of your development?
I guess my questioning techniques,
Mm-hmm.
questioning and feedback, not just
Mm-hmm.
I think that's primarily it for this particular one to make sure that I'm explaining it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think those two.
Those two, questioning
Yeah,
and
delivery, I guess
delivery.
delivery. Yeah.
Okay. So these are good. I was wondering if we could even look at on task because you said the students don't stay on task and they're not
Yeah.
interested. If we could
Yeah.
possibly do on task observation as well.
Yeah.
So we could do that. Okay, so this is really good. So so the time you said for the class, I think you said it's third form. It's classes for 45 minutes.
Hmm.
But where which what
The
time?
class is on new block
And the new block.
upstairs. Upstairs new block, I think 205.
Mm-hmm.
The class is 3-5
Mm-hmm.
and the time is 12:50
Well, 50. And what day?
on Friday.
This Friday or next
Well,
Friday?
next Friday.
What date is that
Friday,
again?
Friday the 26th.
26. Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. So can you tell me then, you told me the amount of students in class. You said that students don't engage much in the class, but do you have any other characteristics about the students? Like I know it's an all girls school, so they'll be all girls.
They're easily distracted.
Mhm. Right. So, okay, cool.
And
For
I have a student who's repeating the form in the class.
and how is she in the class?
She's good. She's good. She's a little talkative, but she's all right.
Okay, and is the class generally talkative or they reserve or quiet or
There's a group who is very talkative. The rest are very quiet.
okay? And the age range of the students are like 13 to 14 on average.
Yeah, 13 to 14.
And the teacher, you identify the teaching materials you're going to bring. You're going to use the whiteboard and you're going to bring a worksheet. You're not going to
Yeah,
use the projector because it's going to take up too much time.
yeah.
So, and you said the class is going to be for 45 minutes, but is there anything else that I should be aware of about the class?
But you're seeing the class after lunch.
Oh, how are they usually after lunch?
Restless.
Mm, okay. All right.
I'm just hoping that there's no issue on the day.
Issue as in,
Something came up that you have to deal with, like some argument, somebody get to school too late, some issue.
okay. All right, no problem. And that happens a lot?
Yes, their third form. It happens a lot.
Okay. All right. So, sorry, someone was just calling me.
That's fine.
All right. So, okay. So I think that is, I think, oh, and the other thing, is it okay that I videotape tape you in the classroom, but not these students? Or you prefer me to audio
You might have to ask for permission for that.
the video of
Video.
you, not the
Yeah.
students? It won't be the students, it will just be you.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem.
Okay. And if they any issue, because I don't want to film these students. I just want to, like you said, the questioning. I
Yeah.
want to do that. And because you mentioned the questioning, the method I want to use is selective verbatim. And
Mm-hmm.
because of the selective verbatim, I need to actually like have a like running dialogue. And I
Mm-hmm.
can't keep that in my head. So that's why I asked if I could possibly either videotape it or audio, whichever one you're most comfortable with. And it would just be you. It wouldn't be the class.
Mm. Well, how the class is structured and how I teach, I move around a lot in the class. So
Right.
you can capture the children, so it might be best to just audio it.
Audio. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
All right. So that is one thing. So the other thing is, right, so I will do the audio and I will, and so, okay, so we will do the audios for so that we could get the selective verbatim and we will do the question technique. So I will also can take the question techniques from there and we'll do the on task behavior,
Mm-hmm.
on task, off task behavior for the observing in the classroom when I come next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Okay.
is there anything else?
I
Is
don't
there
think
anything
so.
else you would like to say at this point in time?
Mm-mm. No, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, then. Thank you so very much for
You're
your time
welcome.
again. And I am praying that
Everything goes well.
everything goes well and this video is working. I recorded it, so it should be okay.
Oh,
All right. Thank you very much.
you're
Okay,
welcome,
then.
Sasha.
Enjoy your day.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye-bye.